Welcome to Friday, May 6, 2023, your day with a podcast brought to you by Cowboy State Daily. Also being brought to you by WYDOT. We're going to be kind of going through the motions with typical May weather this weekend coming on up and into next week. What is typical May weather? Well, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Speaking of that, look at all that snow. Huge snow drifts as they start to clear out Snowy Range Pass, Highway 130 west of Laramie. The road that connects Laramie to Saratoga over the pass. Traditionally, it's a big snow area, and that photo really shows they've got a lot of work ahead. So thanks for sending that in, Mike. Now, it is going to be a bit cooler, not a lot, a bit cooler. Temperatures trending a little bit closer to average. This will be especially true across Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, across the Pacific Northwest, really along and north of I-70 is where the weather will be the most active in terms of the cooler temperatures, and areas along and north of I-70 will be the best chances for shower and thunderstorm activity. So for central southern Colorado, those areas along and south of I-70, there won't be as much happening. North of I-70, up along I-80, I-90, that general zone will be the area of shower and thunderstorm activity, and the pattern is going to stay unsettled heading on into next week with afternoon showers and thunderstorms, and then perhaps a larger weather system arriving mid to late next week that will offer up more rain chances. So for those of you looking for rain along and north of I-70, you've got some pretty good chances over the next 7 to 10 days. Low pressure is hung up over eastern Oregon into Idaho, and this is where the low will be. Notice it's slowly been pushing off the west coast and pushing into the region. I'd call this kind of a messy pattern. It's just going to be an area of low pressure that's not terribly strong, but keeping a cooler, more air mass in place. And here you can see on the satellite imagery, the water vapor loop. Here's that axis that came through yesterday, triggering the showers and thunderstorms. Here's more higher water content air coming in from the south and west today. And the upper level low, you can see that little swirl there in southwest Idaho and eastern Oregon. That low is just going to kind of spin there. The counterclockwise rotation will feed occasional areas of shower and thunderstorm activity with the heat of the day into those northern areas. This is by Sunday morning, so it really doesn't look that much different. The trough is just hung up in the Pacific Northwest and the northwest and north central areas of the United States, while high pressure now is shifting to the eastern side of the country. So this will mean slightly cooler conditions and off and on showers and thunderstorms. Here's the prediction for the most active area of showers and thunderstorms later this afternoon and evening. This is what it looks like for Saturday, and this is what it looks like for Sunday. So you can see it's basically the same areas here that are going to be most impacted. So Nebraska, parts of Wyoming, South Dakota, Montana, you're going to see the best chances for showers and thunderstorms. You can see a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity down along the Gulf Coast in the Texas there, then also moving into the Midwest and Corn Belt by Sunday as the shower and thunderstorm activity will also progress a little bit more east into the Corn Belt as well. But notice that I-70 corridor and point south, you're just not going to see as much activity, at least with this current pattern. As we get into the chances for precipitation, this is where the darker green and blue and yellow areas is where the showers and thunderstorms are going to be the most active. The white areas, the gray areas where the showers and storms are likely going to be missing you. As you can see, there's quite that line, that definition there. Temperature-wise, over the next 5 days, this is from today through next Wednesday, the green and blue showing where the coolest conditions will be relative to average. So you can see west of the divide, it is going to be a touch cooler relative to average. East of the divide is where the warmer temperatures will be. So the California region, the Great Basin, the Pacific Northwest, heading into May with quite the cool weather pattern. That's likely going to stick here for a little bit longer. Now, long term, this is by next Wednesday evening. We are going to have this upper level low, another one slide in. Now, there are two possible paths. This may go up north, or this may go cut off and go down into Colorado. If it takes the Colorado route, this would mean a cool, wet period the second half of next week for the central and southern portions of the Rockies and central and southern areas of the plains. A more northerly track would make it very wet for northern Wyoming, Montana, and the Dakotas. So we're not quite sure where we're going to be with this low middle to the end of next week, but we will keep an eye on it because it could be a weather maker. Have yourself a great Friday and a good weekend. See you Monday.